For those of you who aren't familiar with the Gold Industry Group, it was formed to provide a unified voice for Australia's gold sector, and really to champion and promote the social and economic importance of our industry across the country and beyond, which is obviously why we're proud to be a partner of this leading precious metals event for the third consecutive year. As one of the 6 founding members of the Gold Industry Group, and for me personally, having been involved with the group throughout this time, I've seen this group evolve to really bring our industry to life, to our communities, by leading the way and sharing members' stories. By developing long-term engagement programs that educate and connect with the wider community, by championing change within our industry, and by sharing the great work that our members are doing, it's for the first time given us a unified voice and the platform to collaborate, which we've never seen before. As an industry, I think we've always been quite humble in our approach in telling our story. We've worked closely with our communities and we've provided significant social and economic benefits, but we've always been reluctant to broadcast this too widely. And on reflection, I don't think this approach has served us particularly well as a sector. And it's important that we've now recognised this and seized the opportunity to take a much more confident and proactive approach in promoting our sector and its contribution. And so now, more than ever, the Gold Industry Group's role is being recognised, validated and valued as our industry faces ongoing challenges, barriers and opportunities in an ever-changing world in which we strive to meet the ever-increasing expectations of our investors, our communities and our employees, who've been brought closer to our businesses than they perhaps ever have been in this new digital world. We've recognised that we need a strong and unified voice, and the time has come for us all to become champions of our industry and to tell our story. Because it is a story of a great industry, and we really believe that every Australian should have the opportunity to be aware, proud and connected to that story. At Diggers and Dealers this year, we hosted our annual innovation breakfast with Deloitte, and when asked what the greatest barrier was to our industry, the image of mining received the most votes, closely followed by the future of work, whilst innovation was voted as the greatest opportunity. We also asked attendees at that session to describe in one word what they believe was the image of mining. And you can see on the word cloud at the bottom of the screen there. There's a lot of great stuff there, but I think the challenge for us as an industry lies in bridging this apparent gap between how we as insiders in our industry perceive our industry to how it's perceived from the outside, particularly to those who are considering career options and indeed those who are responsible for making investment decisions. As you're probably all aware, this year marks 125 years since Paddy Hannan rode into Coolgardie to register his claim, sparking the biggest gold rush in Western Australia's history. It's hard to imagine that in the decade that followed Paddy's historic discovery, the population of Western Australia quadrupled, growing at a faster rate than Australia's entire population has to date. But since those fundamental beginnings, the demand for gold has helped to grow, sustain and define Western Australia and indeed our nation. To mark this historic discovery and to share the region's remarkable story, we launched Australia's second Heart of Gold virtual Heart of Gold Discovery Trail on the Heart of Gold Australia app in June in Kalgoorlie, following the successful launch of the City of Perth City Trail last October. These trails aren't just about adventure, but they also provide a valuable educational opportunity, and we've now recognised the importance of engaging with school communities right down to primary level. Our WA primary and secondary schools program includes teaching resources for years 4, 5, 7, 8 and 9, which are linked to both the Perth and Kalgoorlie trails, and they align with the Australian curriculum. We're also currently developing an online gold jobs hub, which will connect companies to candidates and provide a platform for those seeking information about working in the industry to find it in one location. It'll include information on companies, regions, industry programs, job resources and benefits, and will also provide valuable insights from our employees, our strongest brand ambassadors. On the screen, you'll see some examples of member programs that the Gold Industry Group supports and profiles, including, secondary education and careers event, Get Into Resources, which is really about engaging with high school students at all levels and really explaining to them what opportunities lie within the resources sector and try to spark that interest as early as possible. The regional Shooting Stars netball program for Indigenous girls and the rural education program Teach, Learn and Grow. I just mentioned the Heart of Gold Discovery Trail, and later this month we're actually going to launch our reverse version of the Perth Trail, which includes new interactive content at a free community event that we hosted at the Perth Mint. Events like this provide a fantastic opportunity for the wider community to learn about the industry in a fun and interactive way. And next year we plan to take the program to the East Coast and launch a further trail there. So if you are in town, I'll put in a plug now and ask you to join us on Saturday the 20th of October and to download the free Heart of Gold Australia app. The Gold Industry Group leverages much of the great work that our members do through its digital content program and social media channels, which have seen unprecedented interest and growth in the last couple of years. Sharing content daily, some of the examples on the screen that you can see in front of you include St Barbara and Saracen's $600,000 commitment to Shooting Stars in Leonora over 3 years, Goldfields' 3-year major sponsorship of WA Soccer with Football West, Evolution's partnership with NQ Dry Tropics to pilot an innovative environment enhancement project in North Queensland, and KCGM's $180,000 contribution through its community investment program so far this year. And lastly, Gold Road's Indigenous competition to watch the Dreamtime game and run out with the team onto the MCG. Now, these are just some of the great initiatives that our members are championing. But what's important for the Gold Industry Group is that we're seizing the opportunity to take these important initiatives to the broader Australian community. Bringing the industry together to champion change is a key focus for us, and we've long recognised that there's so much to be gained through strategic collaboration with our members. With a strong focus on mental health, diversity and innovation, you can see on the screen some of the examples of our projects, including our partnership with not-for-profit Live-In, including member and community workshops to increase awareness and remove the stigma around mental illness, a key issue particularly at our FIFO operations. Goldfields actually hosted Live-In co-founders at our Granny Smith site for a week to deliver their program, and it was extremely well received. For a personal favourite for me, the Gold Industry Group's annual gender diversity debate has been extremely influential and very well attended, with nearly 350 people attending last year, and we expect that number to be well surpassed this year. In November this year, we've chosen the deliberately controversial topic of gender equity targets, and we'll be debating whether they're in fact driving performance or promoting mediocrity. We look forward to seeing many of our members there. It's fantastic to see that we have 14 Gold Industry Group member representatives presenting this year. You'll no doubt hear about many of the great investment opportunities that the gold industry has to offer over the next few days, and I hope that this morning I provided some insight as to what the gold industry is doing to ensure that it continues to be a good and sustainable investment. Establishing and building strong partnerships with organisations that share our vision, such as the Symposium, is essential to strengthening our industry, and so thank you to Kerry and the team for this ongoing collaboration. I hope to see many of you at our upcoming industry and community events, and of course if you're interested in collaborating with us or finding out more about our programs, our Executive Officer Rebecca Johnson will be here for the duration of the conference. Thank you very much.